Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My good name is Kavinzi Farrell and I have my friend here. Her name is Yvonne and we want to talk about stress because I know it's a very sensible subject in the community that we are living in today, and we just want to talk about it so that we could help one or two people out there who has it. Yeah, so she'll take you through it and we'll discuss it as we go on, okay? Yeah. So make sure you subscribe, like, comment, and share.
Okay, so what is stress?
For me, I think stress is overthinking. Overthinking or being under a lot of pressure mentally.
Yes. It is the response of the body and the mind to any situation that exerts pressure or makes demands on a person. Yes, that is basically stress. So there are levels of stress. So there are just two levels. So the first level is normal stress, which most people undergo in life generally. It's just normal. And there is acute stress, and this is the stress that involves chronic distress, which can cause depression. Exactly. Yes.
So like, in other words, I think you're trying to say that normal stress ni kama hizi stress tu za maisha, like nitatoa wapi pesa, nitafika hiyo meeting saa ngapi,
Yeah, nitalipa
mkopo lini. But hii acute stress ni ile yenye like you have so much to think about.
Yes, and it interferes with your normal functioning of the body.
And sometimes you end up feeling like you are alone in this world.
Yeah, you feel lonely.
Yes.
You feel sad most of the time.
And you feel unwanted.
Yes.
So like in most cases, that is the stress that causes many people to have depression.
Yes.
And at times that depression leads to suicidal thoughts.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah, so we have the normal and the acute stress. The normal is the two stress za juju. And then the acute is that deep stress.
Yeah, or in other words, it is called chronic distress.
Okay.
It is really deep.
Deep. Yeah, I
into
feel
you. Yes. So, causes of stress. What are some of the causes of stress? So there are 4 causes of stress that I'm aware of. So one is physical stress, emotional stress, psychological stress, and lastly spiritual stress. So as a person, you need to understand what kind of stress you're into at a particular time in your life. You know? Yes. So when I talk about physical stress, I mean injuries.
Like physical injuries.
Yes, physical injuries due to maybe rape cases, sickness, for example, HIV and AIDS. That can really give you stress. Yes.
Hata si HIV, hata unaweza kuwa na maybe homa.
Exactly.
Kama kama unaumwa na meno kama mimi.
Yeah, okay, I just mean physical.
Any sickness, you feel the pain through your body.
Yes. Okay, so emotional stress goes hand in hand with psychological stress, because it deals with your emotions, you know. So emotional stress or psychological stress, this results from worries, anxiety, and fear, you know.
And I think like worries, maybe you feel like I'm not wanted. Sindio?
Yes.
I don't fit in this group.
Or maybe a good example is when you're about to sit for your national exam, KCSE or KCPE, you tend to feel nervous, you know? So when you feel that feeling for a long time, it will become emotional stress, because you'll be like, now what?
That one actually is psychological.
Yes.
Yeah.
So exactly, that's what I mean. Okay, so and also these emotional or psychological effects, stress
Yeah.
actually, they are as a result of or they are associated with the following. For example, unplanned pregnancies, abortion, dropping out of school, homosexuality.
And a good example of unplanned pregnancies, like you always tend to find that these unplanned pregnancies, most of it happens to young girls.
Yes.
Like you find someone who's not ready to be pregnant, but it happened. Maybe they just went had sex and then the pregnancy came. They were not ready for parenting, and now like you see like they start criticizing themselves because they feel like the society out here is criticizing them, because like right now mse akipata ball sahi na ni mdogo, like hajaolewa, in this case udogo ni unmarried, like you're getting a kid out of wedlock.
Yes.
So like hujaolewa, so the society is always like you are a hoe, you fornicated, you've sinned, you see. So like unapatanga mtu ako na stress cause you're like, I'm not perfect in the eyes of the society.
Yes.
So like you find so many people, this leads to people just getting like those suicidal thoughts. Should I get rid of this baby? Should I kill myself? Should I just jump and get this shame out of myself?
Yes.
Hiyo ya abortion nayo ni when you kill, like when you abort, hiyo guilt ya kuabort, wewe mtoto huko, hiyo guilt hukujia sana. Like you always feel like I never did the right thing. And you're always questioning yourself, will God ever bless me with another kid? That happens to most young people, even the old people, like the big people who are over 20s, over 30s. They're always like, will God give me? Did I do the right thing? On judgment day, Mungu atanihukumu na hiyo kitu yenye nilifanya. The other thing is dropping out of school. When you drop out of school, by the way, mostly in African countries, when you drop out of school, people regard you as a bad influence. Yes. So you're always like under that pressure of satisfying the society. But then most of the people right now, most of those people that run into depression, most of them are always like, I just want to satisfy the society. I cannot be seen as an imperfect being, not knowing that we are all humans. Whether it be a Christian, a Muslim, a pagan, a Hindu, a Buddhist, we are all like humans. We became humans first before we became all those religion versions of ourselves. Yes. So guys, make sure that you don't judge people around you. The other thing is homosexuality. I know that most people, like, yes, it is not right according to the Bible to be homosexual, but also sometimes I tend to reason with these people of the homosexuality gender, because they always argue out like, if God really didn't want me to become homosexual, why did he put these feelings in me? Why am I attracted? Maybe I'm a girl, I'm always attracted to another girl. I don't feel anything for boys. Why did God put that thing inside me if he never wanted it to activate? So guys, always put yourself like, if you want to judge someone, always ask yourself, if it were me, would I be happy in that situation? Because most people like get stressed because of these small things, like just pleasing the society, and it's not right. Yeah, continue.
Yeah, and I think if you are so judgmental, try and just, mind your own business. That way you not have to think about other people's lives. Yeah, just mind your own business. Do you live your own life, let them be. So the last cause of stress is spiritual stress, and this mostly it is caused due to guilt feelings of failure to live up to Christian principles on proper sexual behavior. Yes, so you feel like you're not right with your creator. You're not doing, or rather you're not obeying his commandments. Let me say that. Yes, but, so that is spiritual stress. Like you're not living up to his expectations. Exactly.
Okay, but for me, I always believe that, you see, that spiritual spiritual what? Stress. Most of the times it's caused by our fellow Christians.
Okay.
Because, yes, I know I've done something wrong. And I'm like, God, please forgive me. I know that God will forgive me if I go there sincerely, apologizing. But then you see that thing that I've done wrong. Maybe, let's say I've gotten married, maybe traditionally.
Okay.
And you know, for most Christian church, they expect you to have a church wedding.
Yes.
Yeah, so you want to just do a traditional wedding, and maybe if it's the marriage certificate, you just go and get it from the AG. So like the Christians are all judging, like, you can't be in this department, maybe the Mothers Union, because you don't have a marriage, you didn't have a white wedding in the church, you get. But then, like, you in your heart, you know the scripture is written, a man shall leave his or her mother's home to go and join with his or her husband, you get. A man shall leave his father's home to go and join with his wife. It's written like that. So like, when God put it there, it's always like the only blessings that you need for you to form a marriage, it's God's blessings and your parents' blessing.
Okay.
And maybe sometimes, like, God's blessings are brought in by the man of God. And you getting married traditionally doesn't mean that there wasn't a man of God there. Maybe someone prayed for you and it happened the way it did. But then people come out, the Christians come out judging you and saying that she never did a white wedding. So like, you see that guilt. Your guilt, it creates you now Christians. So it will be like, this person isn't perfect. They did not do according to the rules of like the church. You never did a white wedding. You can't be a leader in this and this department, you get. Because you never did a white wedding.
Okay.
Let me ask you, if I don't want to do a white wedding, why would you force me? So I always say, if you feel that you've done something right, and you know in God's eyes it's right, never ever let someone tell you that you're not doing anything right. Just focus on yourself and God, because no one else will judge you on Judgment Day. It's only God. So never stress about what other people are thinking. Always focus on what God is saying about you. Yeah, so is it spiritual depression usijieke? We focus on the word of God, whatever God has written. Just make sure that you're doing according to his will. And if you ever go wrong, ask him for forgiveness. It's not a must to just go and tell people, oh, I did this, I feel sorry. No, just talk to God in your own private space. It is written that if you ask me in a secret place, I will always answer you in a public place. Let them say that you're doing the wrong thing, but God will always show you that, yes, you did a wrong thing. You asked for my apology, but I will restore you and keep you in my kingdom. You get?
Yes.
Like when someone sees you and they're like, hey, huyo ni mtoto wa Mungu. That is the kind of favor that you should be looking for. Don't mind whatever the society is saying about you. You will die. Yeah.
Okay, so there are some signs and symptoms of stress. How will you know that you're under stress?
Or even someone that is close to you.
Yeah, how can you know? So, anxiety. When someone is always anxious, it means there is something in his or her mind that is not giving them peace of mind. So they're constantly thinking about it. So that will definitely bring stress. So there is also fatigue, mood swings, and by the way, the common one is ulcers. Most people who are suffering ulcers are known to be under they're known to be under stress.
Yeah.
Guilt feelings, worry, irritability, withdrawal, drop in performance. Yeah, there's just so many.
And by the way, on that point of ulcers, why I think like most people suffer from ulcers? It's because when you're stressed, you don't feel like eating. And like your body needs food. You need to be nourished 24/7. So when you don't eat, your body starts developing those sores. Little to be done, like unaanza kutupata kwa tumbo. So like unapata tu ulcers like just like that because you refuse to give your body food. I can't kill myself. Utanipea pressure, utanipea stress, lakini nikose kukula, nipatwe na ulcers juu yako. Yeah.
Okay, guys. So you can comment.
You can comment on on some of the causes of stress and the signs.
Yeah, what you think is what you think causes stress for you.
And also the other common thing that you can notice from someone that you know is, you see, when someone is always overjoyed and all of a sudden they just become silent. They never tell you anything about themselves. You just notice that they are silent. If they liked posting,
they are not.
They just go silent all of a sudden.
Yeah, it's like they're going through episodes.
Yeah. And then they go missing in action. Because I've been there. Hey, me, I'm a living testimony. I've been there. There was a time I never wanted to see someone. Like totally. Not even my mom. I was just like, ushaijifungia kwa room, unajifungia unakaa hapo the whole day.
Yeah, it's like you're hiding from the world.
And the only thing that you can do is cry. Nothing else. You just start talking to yourself and you start crying, asking yourself why are things happening in a way that you never wanted them to happen, like in another way. You just start crying. Like when you see someone, you used to see them posting a lot of things and then suddenly they stop. Ama they used to talk to you a lot and then suddenly they stop. Maybe that someone is going through a very bad phase in their life.
Yeah, I should check up on people.
Yeah, and they need help. And maybe you're the only person that can save them from that loneliness and that stress. So never ignore. Always check up on your friends, by the way. It doesn't cost. Atuone mtu umemtext akakublue tick. Na unajua mlikuanga mnaongea kitambo. Go check them in their homes if you know them. It's never about akona ego. Why? People are going through a lot. By the way, sometimes I go through a lot. And unaweza ni text ufikirie maybe nimekublutik na ubaya. Sasa hata labda nimesoma hiyo message, stress zangu zikaongezeka. So never assume, by the way. Always check on a person. Make sure that person's mental health is okay.
Okay, so we're going to the next
episode
step or segments, which is stress management. So if you're under stress, what can you do? So we have some few points. So the first one is accept and acknowledge that you are stressed.
Exactly.
Accept that you're in this moment of life right now. You're feeling low, you're feeling sad, you're not happy, you're not okay. Accept, yes, accept that you are not okay. Totally. Don't try and pretend. If you have to cry, just cry.
Cry it out. Cry it out. Yes. Let it go. If you want to be alone, just be alone. Yes. As long as you don't do something crazy. Just be alone. If you want that time alone, go stay maybe in your bedroom. Cry the whole day. No one will ask you. Cry. It's good to cry than hide those feelings inside, telling people that you're perfect. And later on when you go back to your room, you're like, am I really perfect? Am I really okay? You're still in denial. It's better you accept yourself and know how to deal with your issue.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. So the second point is identify the source or cause of the stress. Identify what is it that is happening. Like get to know the root cause of the stress.
If it's your girlfriend or boyfriend that left you and you're stressed, learn to move on. Figure your life when they were not in it. Because I believe that every one of us, you aren't born like ati nilizaliwa kana jo huyu mtu. No. Yeah. There was a time in your life that you never knew that person. So just, if you have to cry and move on, cry and move on. It doesn't hurt.
Yeah, find your own life.
Yeah.
Find your own
path. But don't imprison yourself with those thoughts at I'll be single for life. Oh, I'm 30, I don't have a partner and he dumped me. My friend, who cares? Mental health is the number one priority you should consider in your life.
Put you first.
Usishinde hapo ukishughulika ati niko 30, niko karibu kufikisha meno. Who cares? So what? It's your life, baby girl. It's your life. Don't usikae hapo ati huyo msichana ndiye alikuwa wangu wa kwanza, sioni kama nitaipata mwingine. Tafuta mwingine. Wasichana ni wengi, my friend. Hata ukitaka 10 wote. Haijakatazwa, bora uwatunze vizuri na watafutie.
So number 3, we have take a rest and do exercises. Take a rest, you can maybe get enough sleep, you know, try and eat healthy. Exercises, you can maybe walk around the neighborhood, you know, go out,
Dance,
dance,
listen to therapeutic music.
yes,
You can do, just
A
find
lot.
something distractive to keep you busy.
Exactly.
Like, you don't have to always sit back and you're like, oh, I feel so bad for myself. No, don't do that. Don't. I'd rather run from Nairobi to Mombasa than stay in that house and start feeling pity, because that is when you start like, and 10 years ago someone said this to me, 20 years ago I was told this. You even start remembering some things that you were told when you were very small, maybe even when you were 5 years old. You start remembering, and then those thoughts start piling up in your head and you start having some weird thoughts. So
you start running weird.
Yeah, it's better you just take a rest. Maybe you sleep. But then you can even take, let me tell you something, you can take Piriton. You take Piriton and sleep, or you take Piriton, cry, the sleep will catch you. When you're sleeping, imagine when you're sleeping, there is nothing to stress you. When you're sleeping, hata ukiota ndoto mbaya, you can't wake up. You always wake up the time that you're supposed to wake up in the morning.
So you cry.
Yes,
the
you
sleep
just
will catch up with it.
Wacha ukutane na hizo mashitani huko, lakini bora you are in a safe place by the way.
Okay.
By the way, sleeping is very healthy if you never knew. When you're sleeping, by the way, you know, when you're sleeping, you're not idle.
Really?
Because, yes,
What
your
is
mind is
happening?
busy dreaming. Your body is busy resting.
Really?
Yes, you're not idle, you're just sleeping. Kukua idle ni ile yenye umekaa mpaka unaanza kufikiria ama nijiue, ama niende nijirushe kwa damu. Why? Sleeping is very good. Hey.
Okay, so another one is keep oneself busy in a positive way.
Yeah.
For example, listen to music that encourages you.
Yeah.
You know? Or maybe by then you can start even cleaning the compound.
Safisha. Mi kwanza nikiwa na stress naoshanga nyumba hadi dirisha.
Exactly.
Kila mahali.
Yeah, you can even by the way cook your favorite meal.
Ama utafute kama kwenye kuna mende, tafuta doom zipige zote. Ukiona moja toa hasira nayo. Usishinde hapo ati najihurumia, sina pesa, niko mnyonge.
But the point here is you keep yourself busy
in
a positive way.
Sikuua mende ni kutoa pests kwa njia.
Exactly.
Like mende are pests.
Yeah, it's okay.
And we need to get rid of them. That is a positive way. You can kill them cockroaches.
Okay, the reason why I'm really saying
in a positive way
is because some they choose to, you know, engage in drugs, exactly, drinking alcohol excessively, smoking bang and cigarettes. So that
going
is
and
not
hanging out with bad friends.
You see, so that's not a positive way because at the end of it all, it will bring long-term effects. Yes, so that's why I'm really insisting on a positive
way. Yeah. You can hata unaweza enda utafute mtoto nasari umfunze ABCD. And you go by there, that is one way of being positive.
Yeah, it's true.
You go and look for a kid, teach them ABCD. Listen to how that kid is pronouncing all those things. Even 1, 2, 3, just get to 1, 2, 3. You laugh your head out, yes. And apparently you just start forgetting everything that you were thinking about. And it just helps you build your mental health. Yeah.
So another one is listen to soft music or engage in other meaningful leisure activities like football, swimming,
dancing.
Dancing. Listening to soft music that is
even painting, by the way.
Yeah, painting.
By the way, painting is very therapeutic.
But then you can also start, Google about cooking something special.
Yeah, even cooking.
And then you start.
Cooking is very therapeutic, by the way, if you never knew. Because that moment when you start cooking, you focus on that food. Ikitunguu isiungue, nyanya isiive sana. Like you just focus on the food and then the stress just goes away because your mind is there on the food.
Okay, another one is you can plan activities ahead for proper time management so that you don't find yourself
Getting late for something.
or maybe wondering now what should I do? What? So for example, you can maybe say, so tomorrow when I wake up, I want to first maybe to wash the utensils, maybe okay, do the chores, then maybe go to my friend and maybe watch a movie. After that, you can go for swimming. Do you understand? Like you plan yourself
Ahead of time.
Yes, ahead of time. That way you will know after I'm done with A, I'm going to B. After B, C, and like that,
So that like you don't have the last minute rush.
Yes.
Your stress, yeah. Lazima nifanye kitu by this time. You don't have to do that.
Yes,
Don't
and
put
then-
pressure on yourself.
Yes, and then you will not find yourself kind of idle because you don't know what to do. Like maybe you're done with everything in the house, and then you're like,
What next? It's like there's a game I usually play on my phone. It's usually a competition, like in the whole world.
Okay.
And so they always bring you like a notification. This competition will be there for 2 days. Let's say they bring that message right now. For me to be on the top list, and they always choose the first one to go to the next level. If you are in the gold level, you go to the ruby level, then the emerald level.
Okay.
So like you see, for you to be number one, you have to start at that time.
Okay.
Si ati ungoje the last minute rush ndio uanze, because it's forming words, and you know how forming words is very difficult. You don't have to wait for that last minute, because you're like, hey, I have maybe 1,000 points. What does the first one have? They have 5,000 points. Maybe you have only 6 hours. This one has 5,000, you have 1,000. You are remaining 4,000 points. And you see, the more you start going up, this also is continuing.
Yeah.
Before the 6 hours is left, is finished, before they close the competition and then they announce the winner. So like you have to start from the very first time that show is given to you. So ngoja ati nitapiga nguo pasi dakika ya mwisho nikitoka. Nitaoga 30 minutes to time. Why? Utachelewa hiyo interview, utakosa kazi.
Okay, so another one is communicate or talk about one's feeling to party causing stress, such as maybe peer pressure. Okay, so what I mean is maybe you talk to someone who is older than you about a certain thing that you are sure they have gone through when they were at your age, because they will know how to handle it, because they have been there. Yes. So you find someone who is older than you, or someone who you feel you are at ease, or someone who you feel you can trust and share with them that problem. They say a problem half shared is half solved.
A problem shared is half solved.
Yes.
Like, don't ever go for someone that you think like this person doesn't, like they can't support what I'm thinking. Maybe let's say you had premarital sex, right? You got pregnant. And then you're like, now who will I turn to? You go to someone and this person has this old-fashioned kind of mentality, like, oh, you're a sinner, oh, you need to go to hell. That mentality. No. Choose someone that this person I can relate to. This person will understand my situation. Someone that will advise you. They will sit with you, talk to you, and tell you, you know what, you made that mistake once.
Yeah.
Just carry on with the journey.
Accept
the mistake is done. Make sure that you raise your baby, but make sure that you don't repeat the same mistake.
Exactly.
That is the kind of person that you need to talk to. The person that will identify with you.
Yes, a person who will not
judge you. Yeah, because the person that will judge you will make your stress even become more high.
And they'll probably make you feel
bad about yourself.
Yes, like, oh my God.
I don't deserve to.
Yes, and all that. So find a person who can actually, identify with what you're going through. Someone who will not judge you, but rather they will talk to you in a way that they'll make you see there is light at the end of the tunnel. Yes. So the last point is talk to a counselor.
Exactly.
Yes.
If you feel like you don't have anyone to talk to around you, or you just feel like you can't trust anyone with your stress issues, because in the society that you live in, when you come out as stressful, people start maybe making jokes about it or laughing at you, or judging you because of what you're going through, because sometimes you see it as a little thing, but for you, you know how heavy that thing is to you. So make sure that you look for a counselor. By the way, in Kenya, like in the national, not in the national, the public hospitals, counseling is always free.
Wow.
You can always go to a public hospital or even Google this counseling counseling websites, and you'll find help, by the way. Even on Instagram, Facebook, but the social media helps a lot of people. You'll just find someone and they'll talk to you, encourage you, and relate with you. Yeah. The other thing, I'd advise you to be very, very close to your parents. Like, you need to maintain that relationship, because I believe in this life, the only person that always wants the best for you is your parent.
Yes, and someone who really understands you to
Yeah.
the deepest point.
Yeah, that is your parent. No one else. Your friend will be jealous of you.
At some point.
Yeah. Your pastor might be jealous of you. Your colleague at work will be jealous of you, but a parent will never ever be jealous of their kids, because they always want their kids to have the best.
Yes.
So when you create that bond with your parents, imagine they will never let you down. Sometimes we feel like we've disappointed them, but let me tell you, as soon as that anger is out of them, they are the best. Parents are just the best. So make sure that you're very close to them, so that if something like, maybe let's say if you have maybe an early pregnancy or you feel so very low, you can talk to them. They will help you.
Or maybe a drop in performance.
Yeah. Parents will help you and they will boost you. You should be very close to your parents. Hata usitamani kukuwa na best friend mwingine, just make your parent very close to you, especially your mom. Just make them very, very close to you. Yeah.
But also, if you're lucky to find a real best friend,
no,
go for it.
No,
but there are
I know. Yes, I know that
Yeah.
they are real, but for me, I'd advise parents, just be
But
close to your
imagine a
parents,
person-
because acha nikwambie, unaona sasa, God forbid upate boy. Imagine that best friend, they will feel like kuna venye umelet down your friendship, nika unamoibisha. But unaona mzazi atafeel ako disappointed, but at the end of the day, wewe bado ndio mtoto wake.
Okay, so imagine in cases where there are some kids who are not close to their parents.
That's why I'm saying that you should try as much to build that relationship, because unaona hata ukibethe me, kuna kitu moja nilikuja ku understand. In as much as you see that your parent is never ever, maybe doesn't care about you, or they're not that close to you, or maybe you see like ni wakali sana, because me, I grew up in a very, like, my mom was so strict in my upbringing. But like venye nime grow up, I try to come very close, and right now I'm so close to her. Like, she's the first person I always call when I'm going through something, you get. So like, always make sure that you have that close relationship, because mzazi, acha nikwambie, unaonanga venye mabeshti ati ukifanya kitu mbaya wanaenda wanakugosip huko nje. Mzazi hatawaifanya hivyo, juu anajua akienda kukugosip huko nje wewe ni mtoto wake, hiyo ni aibu tena amejiletea. So like, always try to create that bond with your parents. If not your parents, your siblings. Kama kuna sister mkubwa ama hata mdogo, unaweza tu create, ukiwa kama una go through, just tell them anything, hata kama ni mdogo, so idharau. Maybe that sibling is the one that is close to your parent. They will go and tell them, and then your parent will know how to handle it with love and care. Yeah.
Okay, so we are through.
So guys, that is the end of it. I hope that you guys have learned something, one or two. I know this video is so long, but I just hope that you've learned something, because let me tell you guys, it's better if you say it out, say you're stressed out loud, but never usiwahi kanyagia stress, please, never ever do that. Yeah, so guys, with that, I hope that you'll have a great day. Make sure you subscribe, turn on the notification bell. Yes, turn on the notification bell, so that anytime I upload a new video, you'll be the first person to be notified. And then the other thing, guys, I'm on road to 1,000 subscribers. Guys, it's been 2 years. I appreciate you all for the support. And for me as a YouTuber, I think I know most of you. Like, all my subscribers, I think I know, if not all of you, I know 70% of you in person. Like, we've started with you this journey, and up until now you've always supported me. So guys, please just make sure you support me. I need to get to 1,000 subscribers. I really need to do this. Just help me get there, please, 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 please. And I pray that God will help us. I just want to get there even before me, if possible, God willing. Just make sure that you subscribe, share this content to your friends, because I believe that one soul or two are going to be touched. And if someone's life was to be gone, their souls will be saved right now. Because I know that we've done something that will help people out there. Okay? So just make sure you subscribe.
Like, comment, and share.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.